Alright guys, hello, what's up? Master COC here. I'm going to be showing you guys some some videos of a war we just had. I did not have a very good war, and not exactly proud to show these replays of this war I just had. Made two not very good attacks. Actually, I take that back. I made a good attack that did not go my way, and my second attack on the number one player, which as you can see from right here, did not go very well either. I think it was a good planned attack, but as you'll see later in the video, things definitely did not go as planned. My troops started going around, and there wasn't really much I can do about it. But we're going to start with my attack on number two. 57% one star. Did not work out very well for me, but part of the reason that I made this channel and started doing this whole YouTube thing to begin with is just to help our clan, and not just our clan, but anybody who watches it, and get better at Clash. So I'm gonna show the bad, not just the good, hopefully, because you don't. You gotta learn from your mistakes too. It's not just a matter of you start out being good at this game. So the first attack. I start here. I recognize this Inferno setup and Hero setup, and it's a little bit of what I talked about in my very first video. This guy did a good job, which is what I talked about with most Town Hall 10 bases. He has his Inferno here and here. He's going to alternate the heroes here and here so that my troops are going to end up going around to chase the heroes, but that is actually not even my main problem in this attack. So I start off here. There's really no free picks to speak of. This guy has really well archer towers, or really well placed archer towers all around the base. So I didn't really have any free picks. I knew I was going to have to get pretty far into the base if I planned on pulling out a 50%. So I just made sure I got a good lure, and I did the best with what I could. And I ended up getting a lot more than the 50%, but I couldn't pick up the Town Hall. So I get a lure here. Everything's going good. As planned from this point. Everything's looking good. Losing connection there, but we should be good. The Wiz get killed, the Giants get killed, but that's okay. I planned for that to happen. Use a barb or a couple barbs to pull over the troops to that side, just like I wanted to do. And as we wait for the troops to get over there, now I've got the troops pretty close to where I want them, so I'm about to place my golems. And this is where things start to go wrong for me. I have good golem placement just like I want. I get the whiz down to destroy the CC rather quickly. Don't lose much golem health. Everything's looking good. Right here, the wall breakers. So these enraged wall breakers right here are actually going to blow open this wall right here to the right. And then I lay more wall breakers, and instead of going for this wall right here to blow this open, which is what I want them to do so that I don't have to use my jump spell, they actually decide that they're going to do their own thing, and they make a V-line towards this wall, which wouldn't be a huge problem. I still had a jump spell in my back pocket. I could have gotten my troops over, but I'll show you here what that did. These wall breakers are actually going to blow open this wall, and the first thing all of my troops are going to do as soon as this wall gets blown open is change directions. I have my golems going that way. I have a P.E.K.K.A going that way. My Archer Queen's going that way, my Wizards are going that way, my King's going that way. None of them are going this direction, which is where I want them to be going. They all just turned around, took a sharp left turn, started going around the base, and it did not end up well for me. But one thing I'd also like to note here, this defender actually had a little bit of luck. I still had some spells, and I feel like I did a pretty good job using them. But as you'll see right here, this X-Bow gets a little bit distracted. I use my queen's ability. The X-Bow's off of my queen, and it looks like she's going to be able to pick up the Town Hall, but instead of going to the 1, 2, 3 golems that are right there, it immediately targets back onto my queen and kills it before she can pick up any of the rest of the health of the Town Hall. So she goes down, Town Hall's still up, I have no troops in the area to kill it, and it's a very unfortunate 1-star that definitely could have had 2, but the combination of my troops going around and just some plain bad luck with that X-Bow targeting cost me a star. And then After some discussion with our leaders, I knew I had to drop an attack early, right after this one, because I had some things going on tomorrow, which is going to be when this war concludes. So I decided that I would attack the number 1 player because I had the best troops and heroes suited to try to take him on. And I'll show you a little bit. I'll just scout the base here before I show you the replay. So my initial plan for this base, just so you can see where it went wrong and what went wrong in my planning, I was planning to start 2 golems right here at this whiz tower and cannon, and another golem over here at this mortar. And I get my golem placement good, I get the lure good, but what ends up happening that really catches me off guard, one thing I didn't prepare for, in these slots right here, in between all of the gold mines, there was a Tesla in each of those slots, which you wouldn't think would be a big deal, but what ended up happening, I'll start the replay so you guys can kind of get a look. That Tesla popped up and it pulled my golems that way, which wouldn't have been a big deal, but now instead of going right here where I wanted them to go, which is where I end up setting my jump spell, all my golems get pulled this way, and then they get pulled even farther just chasing the defenses down the line. So instead of going towards the town hall like I was hoping they would do, they actually got pulled over by 1 Tesla, which domino effect. They went from the Tesla to the Archer Tower to the other Archer Tower, and ended up going all the way around, and it did not work out very well for me. One thing I could do better with this raid, I should have learned from right here that Teslas were going to be in that slot. I really did not think about it when I was planning this raid. I anticipated that all the Teslas were actually down here at the bottom of this base. I thought that's why he left the holes here and here and here and here. I thought those were all Teslas. That's what I had planned for. That's where I thought I was going. I was going to go top to avoid the Teslas because it looked like a bottom setup base, if that makes any sense. Like basically, it's a base that invites you to attack the bottom because that's where they want you to attack. So I was trying to play against that, and as it turns out, the top was actually exactly where he wanted me to attack, and I went right into it. I saw the Tesla there, but I had already had a plan set in my head, so it was too late to change. And I didn't honestly think that even though those Teslas, I knew they were going to show up, I did not think it would have the effect on my golems that it ended up having. I used a barb to get the CC in the good position that I want. The lure, again, is really good. The CC takeout's really good. Really happy with that part. Now what happens right here, a lot of my wall breakers got taken out by that same whiz tower. Instead of targeting the golems, which should be right here on these 2 buildings, and they're now over here fighting this Tesla, all my wall breakers got taken out, or almost all of them. I still had a little bit more, but more than half of my wall breakers got taken out. That wall still wasn't blown open, so I had to wait for the whiz tower to target something else. I sent in more wall breakers in hopes that they'd break open more walls, but now they're all gone. And as you can see, I laid that jump spell thinking this wall would already be open, but now it is connecting all of these areas, which is what I wanted it to do, but there's no entrance to get to the jump spell because that wall is still closed. And now the other problem I have on my hands I still have a witch right here that didn't get completely killed by the whiz and pulled out by the CC. And now my golems are actually coming around where I want them to, but instead of going through the wall like you'd hope they would, because the wall isn't open, now they're actually going to go right around because they don't have an opening, so the golems are going to go for the first thing they can, as well as the king and my P.E.K.K.A.s. They're all just going around. The queen, for once, is actually doing kind of what she's supposed to, but still, she's going to end up kind of just not being able to get close enough to the town hall, and she doesn't have any troops in front of her to protect her. She already has low health as it is, so she gets taken down really quickly by those cannons. And I try to freeze there, just kind of some last heroic acts to try to pull something out of this attack, but as you can see, it went pretty terribly wrong for me, all off of a couple of Teslas. So, now that you've seen the attacks and what went wrong for me, the ways I suggest that you avoid this from happening to you, always have a plan B. You know, especially with Town Hall 10s, that's something that I should have done that I didn't do, you know. I had actually speculated before the attack that there might be Teslas in that gaps, but instead of coming up with a plan to, do something if there were Teslas in that gaps, I just kind of prayed and hoped that there weren't, or like had a gut feeling that they were in the bottom, but sometimes gut feelings are wrong, even if that's, going in it feels good and that's what you think they are. So I didn't have any plans for the Teslas popping up, so instead of being able to change plans and maybe make something out of this attack, I just had to play right into it because I had no other options. So that's definitely something I would suggest if you speculate that there might be traps or something that could derail your attack, like big bombs or definitely traps and Teslas, in that area, then bring a plan B, because if something goes wrong, you still might be able to change the course of your attack and, make something out of it. But especially for me, at the Town Hall 10 level, I didn't do that, and so it ended up in a failed raid. And so, as you can see, not very satisfied with this war, but there's still always something to learn, and we did manage to get a few stars out of it. I got some help from my other Town Hall 10s, which I really appreciate. A few of my teammates or clanmates made some good attacks, so I think my clan's still going to be able to pull out the win, even though I did not have a strong performance, and I thank them for that. But I think that's all for me. Wanted to show you guys, even though they weren't great attacks and you didn't see anything heroic, I think there's definitely something to be learned, and I think that's about it. So thank you guys for watching, and I had to actually put the Go Wipe versus Go Wee Wee series kind of thing that I was planning to do on hold, because I realized I was trying to do Go Wee Wee and Go Wipe raids in normal raids, but I'm currently farming. It would have been a good idea to do it during the push I just had, but I did not think about it, and now I am back at a farming level, which is, for me, is like 2,500 trophies, and there are not very many good Town Hall 10s to be able to do a war-like setting type raid on. All the Town Hall 10s in my area are kind of premature and rushed, and I don't really want to put out a video of me attacking a bunch of rushed Town Hall 10s, because it doesn't give a very realistic representation of what it's going to be like if you're actually attacking one of these tougher bases in war like you've been seeing me attack. So I'm going to have to wait for a war where I manage to use Go Wee Wee and Go Wipe both in the same war, so that I can show you guys what that will look like. I don't know how long that's going to be. Hopefully here in the next few wars that we have, I'll be able to have a war where I use both, but every attack that I've had in wars recently has been, all the bases have been leaning towards Go Wipe, mostly because Multi-Infernos, Go Wipe is a better attack against multis. But yeah, that's why that's on hold, but I'll still be releasing videos until I get that, figured out. So I'll definitely still be doing them, and I think that's about it. So thanks guys, thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow with something else.